T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Welcome everyone to this episode of the Palmetto Guardian. I'm Sergeant Chelsea Weaver, and today we have a very special guest with us. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to jump right in.
Hey, good morning, Chelsea. I'm Major General Jeff Jones. I'm the Deputy Adjutant General for the South Carolina National Guard, and it's great to be with you today.
Awesome. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know it's always hectic trying to get you in here with us, but it's good to see your face.
We're all busy, and as busy as we are, that's why something like this is so important, you know?
Absolutely. Well, we're kind of piggybacking off of last week's episode, talking about the integrated primary prevention section. So we're going to kind of go deeper into some other things with that. So, sir, some of the questions and stuff that they sent me, we'll kind of go through and then kind of just push out more information to the force so that they have a better understanding of what this is and what they're going to be having to look forward to in the future. So we're specifically talking about DEOCS, which is a type of survey, the Defense Organizational Climate Survey. Can you kind of explain what that is?
So let me first start out by saying that I'm really excited about where we're going with the integrated primary prevention workforce as we look at ways that we can assess, develop, and support a climate where our soldiers feel valued, where they appreciate coming to work every day, and they feel that there's a focus on risk factors there and also ensuring that protective factors are in place. I think this is a good time, right? And so the DEOCS survey to come at the time that we are, to me, is important. So the DEOCS survey, to me, couldn't come at a better time, because we should always strive to improve the climate and the culture of our organization. But we have to know what is it that we need to focus on. And we can't do that from our seats alone. We need soldiers down to the squad level to tell us what is it about their unit, what is it about their leadership, right, that we can improve on in order to enable them to be the best that they can be, but also to be fully satisfied as soldiers and airmen in the National Guard. So the DEOCS survey is actually a DoD mandated survey, but as I said, it's important for our employees to have the opportunity to express their opinions. And the DEOCS survey is the tool that does that. Right? It opens August the 1st and runs through October 31st. It is a survey that will allow the service member, again, to give their thoughts and their feedback on the unit. It is a survey that is anonymous. Those results are very important in us, again, determining how can we improve our organization.
So it's very important for people to participate, but also to give truthful feedback, because it's not just a check the box type of thing. It's something that they need to truthfully be honest with and give answers so that you guys as a whole can make a difference.
It is the soldier's perspective that matters most when we look at improving the organization. This is the tool that allows us to get the soldier's perspective so we can focus on what is it we need to improve.
Absolutely. So how do participants access this survey?
So service members will receive a survey invitation email that includes a link to the survey. Participation is voluntary, and the participants will be prompted to enter their DoD ID, email address, and phone number before they can take the DEOCS. But once they receive that email, that gives them the link to enter into the survey.
Okay. Now, is this something that is across the board, like M-Day soldiers, technicians, civilian employees? Like, is it for everybody?
It will be for AGR soldiers, technicians, including Title V, and traditional service members will be participating in this. Federal contractors do not participate in this, but all other employees within our organization will take this. So the survey addresses protective factors and risk factors. Protective factors can be anything from cohesion, fairness, inclusion, leadership support, morale, and then risk factors can be anything from binge drinking, passive leadership, sexist behavior, toxicity, and workplace hostility. Some of our employees will have the opportunity to take this survey more than once. For instance, our Title 32 technicians will take this survey as part of the unit that they're assigned, and they will also have the opportunity to take this survey by virtue of their day-to-day technician duties. We encourage those employees to take the surveys in both statuses because it's important for us to understand and get their insight from these employees both through their military status and also their day-to-day employment status.
Now, whenever that data is compiled together, how are those results used?
So the DEOCS survey allows us to identify what are those issues that we need to address that need improvement in our organization. And we will use these results and come up with a comprehensive integrated primary prevention plan, right, that we will continue to now analyze with survey focus groups, town halls, any other tools that we can to really get after the issue and develop a strategy to get there. So the survey will contain closed-end and open-ended questions. I would encourage the participants, particularly in open-ended questions, to tell us what's on their mind, to be completely forthright on what is it out there we need to know. What is it we've got to improve on? What is it we need to do to ultimately improve the climate, the culture, and the readiness of our organization? I cannot do that from my desk or from my perspective. It's got to be the feedback that we receive from the participants in this survey. So again, it's so important that they participate and we take it really seriously. So the results of the surveys will be briefed through command channels down to the units. Previously, when we have conducted surveys like this, our response has been varied. I certainly would have liked to have seen us have greater response rates in previous surveys that we did, but I will tell you that we acted on the results that we got and looked at ways that we can improve the organization. One of the ways is the last survey resulted in our instituting the Comprehensive and Integrated Primary Prevention Plan, which is the SIP plan, right? And so that's just one example of where we have taken feedback and we have converted it into action. So we're looking to continue to do that with this survey, and it's why we need to maximize participation.
So, sir, I know that earlier you were saying about how to complete the survey, how they'll receive the link and all that kind of stuff, and you kind of briefly touched on completing the survey, but I know that a lot of people, they might not be as transparent with their answers because they're too afraid that their identity is going to be found out by leadership or somebody in the unit that they answered a question a specific type of way. How do they know that their identity is protected and that they can openly express how they truly feel about what their answers are to these questions? Because I know that a lot of times in the past, having to do surveys like this, a lot of people just check the box. They just want to get it done and over with, but they don't want to be transparent with their answers because they're afraid that their leadership's going to find out that they were the ones who responded in a specific type of way. So with these types of surveys, how are they protected with their identity, I guess is the shorter version of that question.
So the South Carolina National Guard and DOD are both committed to safeguarding information of the participants who take the DEOCS survey. We mentioned that they will input their service ID. That is only used to access the survey itself. The leadership will not be able to utilize a service member's DOD ID number to determine their feedback it's only to give the service member the access to the survey instrument. The results are confidential. The leadership is not looking to who is providing the information. The leadership is looking to the substantive information that is provided so that we can use that information to improve the climate and the culture of the organization.
So how does the DEOCS differ from other DoD surveys?
So the DEOCS is tailored to the unit level, right, to get down to the soldier level within the unit. And that's the primary tool for the commanders and leadership up through the adjutant general to provide that insight into the organization. Although it also informs high-level DoD leadership, unlike many other surveys, again, this is decentralized down at the unit level. That's what our focus is in doing this.
All right, sir. Well, I mean, this is very short, sweet, to the point, but I know that it's a lot of good information. So with closing, is there anything else that you would like to emphasize about anything that we've talked about today?
So in our organization, I believe that the phrase survey fatigue is real. In our organization, service members are asked throughout the year to participate in surveys which require their logging on to systems and going through that process. This survey is important. The results and the feedback from this survey matter. The leadership up to the adjutant general cares about how soldiers feel about coming to drill, participating in training events, and we need to know how we can help improve the climate and the culture of our organization. That's a continuous focus that this leadership has. But we've got to have that feedback in order to improve. And that's why this is important for them to be involved. And what I can promise each and every service member who participates in this survey is that their feedback is going to be received. Their feedback is going to be received the right way, and that we are going to use this feedback to focus on what are the stress factors out there, what are the prevention factors, right? What is it that we can get out of these surveys to improve the service member experience as part of the South Carolina National Guard? And face it, ultimately, this is a readiness issue. So their feedback and our acting on this feedback will enhance the readiness of the organization. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. So obviously, sir, you have made it very apparent that this is very, very important. So for everybody listening or watching this episode, make sure that you're looking out for that link to the survey starting August 1st to October 31st. And please get your surveys in, because the more data, the more information, the better it'll be for the organization in the end. And General Jones will be super excited and come back and talk to us about how excited he is that everybody participated in the survey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it's important to the Adjutant General that our employees have the opportunity to express their opinions about our work environment, especially issues that concern them the most. So we're excited about participating in this. We're looking forward to the feedback we're going to get, and then we're looking forward to acting on it. And I appreciate you giving me the time to talk about this. Thank you for what you do also.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to come and talk with me and to get this information out to the force. But for those of you who are listening and watching, if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we will catch you guys in the next episode.